What's up, guys? This is Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with the overall markets. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. So we got the non-farm payrolls revision, and this was below what we previously saw, with 111,000 jobs below, what we previously saw. Not the best of news, at least so far. And with that happening, we ended up seeing the market just dip a little bit, only to bounce back up. So for now, we're holding up. I would say for the most part, we're just like range bound. We have 650's resistance on SPY and support at 647. So could we push to 650? Yes, I do think we shuffle here, but be careful between 650 and 652. We need to break 652 to be bullish. If we lose 647.5, I do think we dump to 645 or below. We may shuffle like this, but if we get some kind of rejection and end up losing 647.5, we could still turn back down in case we get some kind of rejection. So I anticipate we push the 615 consolidate, and we'll see if we end up turning back down. On the QQQ, it's the same thing. On the QQQ, we basically have 580 as our resistance, and we have support down here around 578. We're just range bound right here, going back and forth. We could push to 580 and consolidate, but I just want to mention there is a risk of us still turning down in the future if we end up losing support at 578 flats, that we could start dipping, because we still technically have this head and shoulders like pattern, and there is still some weakness here. If we do get a rejection here, we do tend to reject near 580, so be careful in case we end up losing 578. We could be dipping lower. On the IWM, we're also rejecting. It's showing some more weakness compared to SPY, and the QQQ could bounce for 238 if it tries to get back above 236.5, but then we could reject in case we make a lower high, so this is showing some more signs of weakness. On ES, we could be pushing to 65.20, and we'll see if we reject. If we lose 64.84, we're looking for a dump, and I think that the odds favor us basically testing 65.25, eventually turning back down, so you want to be very, very careful. On NQ, we have 23,900 as resistance and 23,736 as our support. We're stuck in the middle, but this could be pushing for 23,900 before it turns back down. So be very careful as time goes on, even on NQ. NQ also has a head and shoulders like pattern, which could suggest kind of like a push and then a dip back down. So be very, very patient, at least nonetheless. For Bitcoin, we got this rejection. We have a left shoulder, a head, and then a right shoulder. If we don't hold above 111,500, we're going to be turning back down towards 110,000, and that could be a bearish sign. Tesla's not doing the best of jobs at breaking out. We're still stuck between 350 and 348. If we lose that support, there's going to be a risk of us dipping down to fill that gap all the way down at 338. I still think Tesla could do that if we can't hold above 350 soon, so 338 is likely coming soon. Nvidia is kind of flat here, so shuffling between 170 and 167. So I think we continue to shuffle before potentially dipping to 165. Apple's on a downtrend, could be dipping to about 233 or below. We're going to see what happens with their launch event, if it helps us bounce or not. Typically, we do sell off after big events. AMD, however, is bullish, favoring 155 as we talked about. So long as 150 holds, we were talking about that. So far, so good. Coinbase is now favoring 318 as long as 315 breaks. But if we lose 310, we're looking for 307. So there is some upside potential. Amazon's also going to be favoring a push for 238 to 240. Meta is going to be favoring essentially 765. Google is going to be favoring 238 to 240. And then Microsoft is favoring a move back down towards 495. So keep those levels in mind. Last but not least, the VIX is rejecting, which is a sign the market may be once again pushing higher. So I think we might push a little bit more on SPY. We could get close to 650 and just continue to consolidate. But there is some downside risk if we can't hold above 652 in the future. If we just touch 650 and consolidate, I still think we could reject later on, maybe tomorrow or within a couple of days. So just have that warning in mind. Anyways, that is it for this video. I thank you all so much for listening. Have a good rest of your guys' days, and peace out.